Yeah, but actually, the purple onions are less strong than the white onions and the yellow onions. When I cut up a white onion, it does make me cry. It depends on the kind of onion. Some of them are a lot more potent than others. But I guess I'm just special. I can not cry while cutting onions. What a talent. If I ever need to cry on a human, I can't. I can't say that I can use onions. I'm gonna have to figure out something else. Skilled, yeah. What else should I talk about? What else is going on in the world? Let's see. Winter break. Oh, UT&T shows coming up. I've been getting emails from my director about like rehearsals and stuff. I'm in Diet of Worms, and from what I know about it, there's going to be a lot of it's a lot of movement. We've been talking a lot about the scene. I read the scene. It's crazy. We have to turn into deer and move around as deer, and then we give birth to a baby deer. I don't know how that's supposed to go, but apparently it's one of the biggest scenes in the show, and they want to start working on it. But I also found out there's going to be a bunch of rewrites for this show, so I'm like, great. And I know getting rewrites is part of doing new work, but it never makes it any easier. It's still really difficult whenever you get rewrites. I remember in Choreomania, there was a girl in the cast that got a new monologue the day before we opened. I don't know how she did that. Hi, Carlise.
Hello.
I can't wait to watch. I'm excited. I think it's going to be a really fun show. Goodbye.
Goodbye, stream.
Have fun at do you have a tech rehearsal today?
Yeah.
Slay for you.
Come see my show.
Come see, what is it called?
The horribly agonizing 3-day death of Father James.
What days?
The 4th, the 5th, and the 6th.
Come see the show.
In the lab. Come see it.
Yay! So go see Carlisa's show. She's opening. That process for her has been crazy to watch. Yes, Ella, represent ASM. Monologue. I know the monologue. And literally, they told her, she was like, they told the girl that got the monologue the day before, you don't have to be off book. And she was like, what do you mean? So she took the monologue, memorized the entire thing, and was off book in less than 24 hours. Respect. Mad respect. But seeing Carlisa's sketch rehearsal process for that show has been really fascinating because it was so fast. I remember when she got cast, it was right after 12th Night, which was 3 weeks ago, and they had a week off and they're already in tech and they opened this week. That sounds like a crazy ride. And I know it's been really fun and really like a speed run, and she's really enjoyed it from what I've heard. So I want to go see it I think I want to see it on the 4th or the 5th. If I'm going to do that, though, I actually need to get my tickets, which I haven't done. Bad on me. So let me go turn the heat off this quinoa, actually. So, yes. 12th Night was the semester. I mentioned 12th Night. Working on that show was really crazy. It was one of the most, I think, stressful shows I've ever been a part of because of how much the blocking changed. I've never been in a show where a director has pulled me aside the night of opening night and asked me to change a scene on the spot without blocking it. That's the first time that's ever happened to me, which has been really crazy. That's been a really insane experience. And I remember being the musician in the show, we didn't set the music until 30 minutes before opening night, which was so awful for me to deal with. It was really interesting. Love Lucian. I love Lucian too. Lucian's amazing. I really do. And working with him was great. It was awesome. It was just, the process was just really crazy. I think it was honestly just because it was a Shakespeare show. It's just complicated. It's just harder than blocking another show. It's more difficult. But I love Lucian. Lucian did do that. It was a lot of the scenes with like, the scenes that were changed the most were Sirtopus, the scene with Olivia in the beginning with the God Bless Thee Lady. When I first see Olivia, there was that one changed a lot. And then he changed the timing. He wanted me to be out in the prologue, like that first scene when I was out there before everybody else, 30 minutes before the show opened, initially. And I was like, what the? So that was really crazy. He is crazy. I think it's just because he's just like a perfectionist and he just has like such a vision, which I love. It's like awesome that he has that much of a vision, but he just, if it doesn't fit his vision, he's not afraid to change it. So just learning how to work with that was difficult, but it actually was really nice because I know that there are more directors that are like that than not in a lot of cases that are really particular. So learning to work with that kind of director and learning to still thrive in it was still really important. So I love it. He is awesome. He's really awesome. And he's so knowledgeable. I think he's one of the most knowledgeable professors we have after kind of talking with him and especially working with him on 12th Night. It's very clear to me that he has a lot of experience and he knows what he's doing. I'm excited for this. I think he's going to be a great acting on camera professor. I really am excited about that class. That's the class I'm most excited about out of all the classes we're taking, like all 4 years. I don't know about LA. That's a whole different thing. But as far as classes at UT, that's the one I'm most excited for. Yeah, I think it's going to be really fun. I hope it is really good. And I've heard we do a lot of self tapes. We do a lot of stuff. My computer's almost dead. I'm gonna plug it in right behind the counter. There's a little plug-in, so I'm gonna do that really fast. My computer always dies right when I'm in the middle of doing something important. I don't know why that always happens. So here's that. I'm gonna put it all together. I'm gonna get my quinoa. I always put like a towel down because you can burn your counter. Or that's what I've been told anyway, that you can burn your counter if you don't put a towel down. Is that true? I don't know. But we're gonna go with that being true. Oh, I got one more text. What? Come on. Okay. My last friend also has a big final, which is to be expected. You know, like, it's final season. Like, I get it, but okay, well, I guess this food's for myself. Well, what can you do? I hate that though. I'm like, we scheduled this like 2 weeks ago. So I'm like, thanks for that. Like, I get it. Like, I get having a final, but like, we've been talking about this for like 2 weeks. I'm not mad. I'm just upset. You know, it's always not fun to have plans fall through. Changing my evening. Whatever. I'm coming over tomorrow. Yes, please. Yes, please. Come over tomorrow. I know we're going to hang out. We're all ready to go. So I'll have a friend tomorrow, Miss Sam Spencer. So, yay. I have some cookies for us too, so that'll be fun. Anyway, well, at least something interesting happened on the stream. Can say something fun happened. Whatever. Alright, I'm gonna make some olive oil little sauce or something for it. Make it tasty. So it's not like dry or anything. Final season is the worst. I know it is the worst. Loss is one of the requirements. Good catch. Now, that's just yours to wonder, was it intentional or was it not? Mystery. That's the mystery. Final season is the worst. No, I get it. Like, if you have a final and you're stressed out about it, like, at least for me, the more that I study for it, the better I feel. Like, you feel, like, more in control. So, like, I get it. But I'm just sad. Ugh. Well, what can you do? One thing I found, like, in college that I didn't expect is, like, how that's why I did my micro shorts about this. Like, being alone in your 20s kind of thing. Like, everyone has their own life path. Unlike in high school and middle school and elementary school, like, all the other stages of school before this, like, everyone is doing this, like, a similar thing. Like, in high school, not everyone, but for the most part, everyone's applying to college. You have that, like, common interest. And then obviously in primary school, you're all, you're in school. That's your main obligation. But in college, everyone's doing something different. Everyone has a different goal and a different thing they're pursuing. And so it's harder to find people that you can relate to really deeply. Because, like, I have an English class and I have a few friends in there, but once that's over, I'll never see them again. And, unless you're in, like, an org, which as an acting major, I've had such a hard time finding time to be in an org because so many of them are such big commitments. So that's been difficult. That's why I'm really glad that, like, our cohort, we all have, like, a similar interest in acting. Because outside of the cohort, it's been hard to make those connections because everyone is just they're at different majors, live in different places, from different places, in different life stages sometimes. I know there's, like, one senior I know who's engaged in a totally different life stage, lives off campus with her fiance, like, in a totally different world than I'm living in anyway. So it's like, it's more difficult than I thought it would be going into college to have that connection, which I didn't expect. I didn't think that was going to happen. Social numbers. I need to do that. I really do. I am bad about that. I will say. I need to be better about that. Because I am not as good about that. But I do have a few friends in that class, and that's good. And we can study together for finals. But a lot of times with those, like, external friendships, I always just find that they either fizz out after a while or fall through. Because I had some really good friends in my government class freshman year. We've stayed in contact for a while, but then, it's a year and a half and they're different majors and you just go off and do different things. So it's like a constant thing you have to keep working on, which is something I didn't expect. So my dinner's done. It's like cucumbers and quinoa, a little bit of onions. I'm going to put some, like, feta cheese on it and a little bit of sauce. So it's good. It's just easy. It's simple. It's nice. So... But that would be my biggest piece of advice. Let me turn my computer around while I eat my dinner. That's my biggest piece of advice when it comes to, like, being in college, is reaching out more. Because that's something I wish I did more when I was going into college for the very first time. I'm just, like, walking back and forth. Scoot you around there. Here we go. That's something I wish I had done more of in the beginning of college. Yeah, like what are things that I wish I had done? That's a good question to talk about. I'll see you tomorrow. But that's something I wish I had done more of. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I was going to say things I wish I had known going into college. One thing I wish I could tell my past self is to like not be afraid to take classes that are difficult. Because freshman year and sophomore year, both years, I was really bad about, and I still kind of am, about taking classes because they're easy. And not that that's bad, but like I have a little bit of regrets passing up on some classes because I just wanted a good grade, but it was a subject I was really interested in. And I wish that I had taken that chance even though it might have been hard. Because I think I would have been better for it in the long run. So I wish that I had done that a little bit more. I wish I had figured out an org to join. I joined an org, but it was one that required a lot of time and a lot of like hours put in during the week. And I was immediately in Choreomania second semester, and the org fell through because I just had a lot of rehearsals time, and I never got into another one. And I really want to get into an org, and that's something I want to do before I graduate, figure out some kind of org to be a part of. And I think that would help with getting friends like outside of the cohort. Someone sent me a funny thing. Balancing it is so hard. Balancing it's hard. Like being able to do rehearsal and do the schedule and do the homework and like all that, especially when you're in a show, it's really draining. And after I do a show, because I've done 2 and I'll do 1 in the spring, like it's hard to recover for the end of the semester. It's hard to get back on track. So like allowing yourself to do a lot, but then also knowing when to pull back and let yourself have a break. It's hard to know. It's really difficult to know. So I wish I had known that as well. And then try more things, meet more people, just put yourself out there. That's what I would tell anyone that would be coming in. And I think about that a lot more because, and I was stressed it's a lot. And the first time in Choreomania freshman year, I was very surprised at how much time. I know. Hello, Carly's. And that's something I really want to do, because I've tried to join like I think 3 or 4 orgs, and they all are like you have to make a certain number of meetings a week, and you have to be able to come to this social and this thing and this like meeting or whatever. And if you have rehearsal, it's like I can't. Or even if you don't have rehearsal and you have a free day, it's like, well, I have rehearsal tomorrow and I'm so behind on all my homework that I don't have time to do that. So maybe I can figure out a time to do that and pursue something like that, because I think it's important to have interests outside of acting. That's another thing I would recommend to someone going into like acting or a BFA is, having something else, because you're going to be doing acting so much, and being able to have something, an outlet, because acting is not bye Ella. That's something that I would recommend to anyone, is having another hobby, because acting is not just like you're in rehearsal and then it's like you're taking classes. It's not just like you're in a show and that's it. Like it becomes your job, and it's not work. I mean, I still love doing it, but it's serious. It's not just for like recreation anymore. And you need something that is for recreation to just kind of be something that you can just have fun with, and you don't have to worry about like the stakes, or having enough on your resume, or if there's like an agent watching, and like the stress of it, and like making a rehearsal, and being perceived as a good castmate and a good coworker. You don't have to worry about all that. You can just let go and just go have fun without having to worry about like your professional career. So I think that's important too. And that's where an org comes in. I've wanted to join like a dance org, because I danced a lot when I was younger, so kind of getting into that side of myself, or something like that, having something like that that I used to enjoy, that I can do more of, that I know that I like, because I love dance. That's a big outlet for me. It was something that I love, and I still love, so I think it would be good to do something like that. I don't know. We'll see. So, yeah. I'm really intrigued about how our last semesters are going to go. I want to get a lot out of them. So that's another thing I've been thinking about. I'm excited for advanced acting. I am nervous about our scenes that we're going to get, because apparently they're very intense from what I've heard and from what I've talked to Kristen about. So I think navigating that will be interesting. But I've never done drama. I've only done comedy or something comedy adjacent. So doing drama is going to be very new territory for me, and I'm a little nervous to dive into it. I've done dramatic monologues before, but bye, Carlise. Have fun at your tech rehearsal. But that's new territory for me. So yeah, a lot to think about. Or wait, tonight. Yeah. I'll see you tonight. There's a lot to think about when it comes to, the next few semesters and all that, because it's wrapping up, which is kind of crazy. So, yeah, that's what I've been thinking about. Thoughts with Emma. I have no idea if any of that made sense. It was just kind of all one little ramble, but just thoughts about being in college. Like when you're kind of on your own for the first time. Because I talked to my parents about this, and they're like, when you're young, you're with your parents and your school friends, and you go to school every day, and you see the same people, and it's a routine. And then when you're older, if you get married or have kids or something, you're with those people all the time. So like, this is the only time, not the only time, but one of the times in your life where you're kind of just up to your own, I don't know how to phrase it, but like you're kind of by yourself, and you have to navigate life by yourself for a while. And I guess I was just thinking about that because of my plans falling through tonight. But it kind of reminds me of the micro short character I did, because I was feeling that way back then too, about like navigating life and wanting to be with someone, and then doing things that you would usually do with someone and forgetting that you're by yourself, and kind of coming to terms with that, and kind of being afraid of the future, and being afraid that you'll never have someone by your side again. Not that you need that, but that, you want company. And it's that like, I have to fend for myself now. And it's like the transition into adulthood. It's something I think about a lot, about that transition. Because I think of college as just like a big transition period, It's like the transition from living at home with your family in high school to being completely out on your own after that. And one of my greatest like fears at the moment is like being in LA, coming back for graduation, and then just going out to LA. And like, what? Like just going out to LA. I'm gonna move across the country to LA. Like, am I gonna have an agent? Do I have a manager? Will I know anybody? Who will I live with? Will I have work? Can I get a job? Like, all those things are current thoughts that I have that are just racing through my mind, especially as I have time alone. When you're by yourself, you have ample time to like think about all the things that can happen in your life. So it's something that I wonder about, you know. I think about those kind of things a lot. So it's kind of nice to talk about this like on a stream, because all of us are going through this together. We'll all go out to LA together, and we'll all have that like transition into being a normal life. And it's comforting to hear when I talk to people about this that a lot of people feel the same way. A lot of people are excited about LA. Not that they're not looking forward to it. It's exciting. It's a great opportunity. But that there's a lot of uncertainty and fear that comes along with that. And, you know, how to navigate that and how to plan. You know, there's a lot of planning. I've been thinking about that too. This all just goes back into one thing. This all just ties back into the idea of like getting your plans falling through, being by yourself, having to like navigate life by yourself, like the transition phase and being out on your own for the first time. It's all the same thing. It all links up together. And, you know, that was my fridge. Just, it's stuff to think about. It all ties in. So, yeah. It's a lot to consider. I want to go out to LA this summer, just spend a little bit of time there, just to get used to it. I'm someone that gets really nervous going to new places I've never been before. And I think that, you know, having a little bit of experience in LA, even if it's just like a few weeks doing some kind of intensive or class out there or something, and just getting the lay of the land and maybe meeting a few people might kind of allow me to kind of de-stress about the whole thing, get a little bit of a sense of what it would be like, where I would live, you know, who I would talk to and who would be my circle, make some connections, you know, put my name out there, meet anybody. I don't know what that would mean, but just, you know, getting your footing. So it's going to be interesting. Well, thank you for coming to my stream. I appreciate you watching me cook and embarrassingly watching my plans fall through. So that was fun for me. Not. And I appreciate talking about everything that's going on in my crazy mind when it comes to being a junior and being over halfway done with the college experience and what that comes to and what that future might be. It's been fun, and I actually really enjoyed this. This is more fun than I thought it would be coming into it, not knowing a lot of what it would be like. So I'm excited that I had fun and I enjoyed doing this. So I definitely would recommend using Twitch, because I know a lot of people are watching the stream haven't done their streams yet, so I recommend doing Twitch, because YouTube, you have to request 24 hours in advance when you're gonna stream, and I don't know if having 50 subscribers is like you have to stream. I think it probably is, but it wouldn't even let me try because I didn't do the 24-hour thing, so I couldn't even like check it and see if that was the case for me. I don't even know. And then Instagram was difficult. You have to like link OBS or some kind of streaming software to it, and it's hard to figure out how to do that. Twitch and using OBS automatically connected, it was the easiest thing that I tried, so I would recommend doing that, because the others were confusing to me, and this I was actually able to get up and running. The chat I tried to get on here did not happen because I had a hard time figuring out how to get it to work to begin with. So just having it like record and having my video be done and everything was a win enough for me. So I did not end up putting the chat. I can show the chat on my phone that there was a chat. I had it looking on my phone. You can say hi to the chat can say hi to the chat. So I had the chat up on my phone next to me the whole time. So I really enjoyed interacting with all of my watchers. I had a really good turnout. I had, I think, like 4 or 5 people watch and chat. So it was really fun to interact. I like this much more than vlogging. So, yeah, it was really fun. And I had a good time getting to have fun with you and be a source of entertainment this evening. So good luck on all of your streams. Seriously, best of luck. I can't wait to watch all of your streams, and I can't wait to see everyone's work. Thanks for coming along with me, and I'm gonna eat my food because I've been talking and just watch the movie by myself. So, bye.